It's just like,
Hey everyone, if you are in the Matrix, then you would have seen me earlier today recording
what?
recording an episode that will be going out
Oh,
Monday next week. Um, that was with Helen Rebelly. So that is all scheduled to go out on Monday, the 19th of May at
oh,
12
nice.
o'clock.
How did it go?
It went well.
Yeah.
She could only spend like 50 minutes,
Yeah,
but
well, she has like proper, there's
yeah,
proper things to do. Like
yeah,
I get
exactly.
that.
Yeah. So
Not that it's not proper to get, but like
yeah, we
uh,
spoke about gender GP, the current state of gender affirming care,
yeah,
and just basically the state of where trans people stand.
oh yeah,
Um, so yeah, unfortunately, our time was cut short because she was due to go on GB News at 12, which is fine.
I kind of love the fact that she's like going from us to cheap news. It makes me
Yeah,
like
yeah,
less of a fucking cunt.
yeah.
Uh, and
So
by the way, because like I'm going to be eating a pizza during this fucking shit, because
yeah,
like
fine.
I just ordered this,
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. You go ahead. Like I
the illustrious Swedish pizza.
awesome.
We throw everything on it.
Yeah.
Like this
Funnily,
is just
yeah,
literally just a bunch of meat.
yeah,
But they're pizzas with French fries on it.
yeah. Funnily enough, and this wasn't set up, but funnily enough, I had um pizza as well.
Would be a weird thing for us to set up. Like that would be.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
both going to have a pizza, and everyone is going to fucking
yeah.
lose their mind.
So yeah, that
Uh,
interview. So
I
yeah,
kind of want us to do that.
yeah. So yeah, that interview will be going out on Monday,
Yeah.
19th of May at 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. UK time. Um, so yeah, so what are we going to be discussing tonight, you may ask? Well, we are gonna do
JB Kruger.
we're gonna do Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, episode
It's
number
the gay one.
yeah, episode number 69. Um,
Yes! Fucking finally.
and if I didn't mention it, Monday's episode will be episode number 70. I should have said
You
that.
said that. You when I said that when I saw that you say that on Twitter, like it would be episode 70, or maybe it was on Blue Sky. I don't know. Only reason I check Blue Sky is for some reason I get notifications for like every one of your
Yeah,
what is it called? Blue skies of every one of your clouds.
notifications. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but
Either way,
I get a notification every time
yeah,
you post on Blue Sky
yeah.
for
So
some
yeah,
reason.
um,
And like I saw you say that the next episode was episode 70, and I'm like, no, did I miss the punchline? Like, was the last episode we recorded the fucking episode 60, 69, the episode where I showed what turned out to be? I don't know if you listened back to that. I showed 6 minutes of solid silence.
yeah, yeah.
There was not a fucking sound from that video being
No,
recorded, being transferred into like the podcast episode, which made me laugh fucking like a maniac. Like it was 7 minutes, maybe it was. Like this just I start playing that, and it's just dead silence
yeah,
for 7 minutes.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
It's the funniest bit I've ever done. And you know what? Do you know what? I had a friend because there was a friend who pointed that out to me. I was like, because I don't know if this is you doing a joke or if this is genuinely a technical error that you've done. Like they didn't know if I was joking, if I was just like actually playing 6 minutes of solid silence and not mentioning it because it was pretty funny to me, which feels good.
yeah. So yeah, I have never seen Actually, I might have, but I might have blocked it out. But I've never watched a film that has so much homoeroticism in my life. Like the amount of thirst that goes on in this film. Like my
Yeah.
God. And the funny thing is, I don't think this was, and if I'm correct, I think this was done by accident. This wasn't actually meant to happen in the film.
I mean,
But
we're going to get into that
yeah,
later, but I'm going to say the people who act it out don't always understand it.
no,
But it was like, okay, fuck it, I can just. The writer for the film was a gay man who put it in. Like he want because that was what like he was scared about like being in the closet and stuff like that. That was the horror that he drew from,
yeah,
and he like act, and he made people who pretended to not at least pretended to not understand it. But like the director and stuff, they claimed that they didn't know. And also the main character is played by a gay man as well,
yeah.
so he got it. But
Well, he was. If I'm right in saying this, so
yeah,
what am I saying? I've got it's in my notes. Let me pull up my thing. Uh, yeah. The so Mark Patton, um, the actor, he was in the closet at the time,
oh
according
yeah,
to
he
my
was.
according to my notes. But yeah, I mean, so as as is the way, I will start, and then Max will fill in her thoughts. So if you don't know, um, or haven't seen it, where have you been? Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, a horror classic with a queer subtext. The film debuted in the year I was born, 1985. It was initially dismissed as an odd sequel to Wes Craven's original masterpiece. Over time, though, the film has been re-evaluated, especially within LGBTQ plus circles, where its themes of repression, transformation, and identity resonate deeply. Which again, I even though it was written by a gay man, I think again, uh, in my opinion, I think it was done accidentally. But anyway, we'll move on. The film follows Jesse Walsh, Mark Patton, a teenager who moves into the house once inhabited by Nancy Thompson, the protagonist of the first film. He soon finds himself tormented by Freddy Krueger, who seeks to possess Jesse's body and wreak havoc in the real world, which we will get to later in my notes. Yeah, I wasn't too keen on that part, but I'll leave it there for now. Uh,
Which part?
Where Freddy Krueger goes into the real world.
No, you're not alone with that.
Yeah,
You're all my children now.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
um, Unlike the original film, where Freddy manipulates the dream realm, Freddy's Revenge plays more with possession and physical transformation, making the horror more psychologically intimate. While Freddy remains a chilling villain, the film is notorious for some unconventional choices. Mm, yeah. Uh, yeah. Unconventional is the word. Like the infamous pool party scene, where Freddy terrorizes Jesse's friends outside of the dream world. Some of the logic behind the film's horror mechanics is shaky, but its unique approach keeps it memorable. So that is, so okay, so if you're listening to that, you're like, okay. I mean, cheesy, maybe homoerotic, yes. Could that be deemed cheesy in itself? Maybe, I don't know.
But you like if
It wasn't planned.
there's a part of this film where the actor, like Mark Patton, literally screams, "He's inside of me!"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's
Uh,
cheesy as fuck, and it's homoerotic as fuck. But I love every second of it.
yeah,
Like I get not
yeah,
liking the pool party sequence, I do.
yeah. Especially with the scene where I think they're in his high school. And there's a particular scene in the showers where I think,
Oh,
he's having a
when
shower.
when he
And I
fucks the
think,
gym teacher.
yeah, I think teacher comes in, obviously dragged in by Freddy Krueger via
Yeah,
possession,
it's
strips him
bagged.
naked, yeah, strips him naked, grabs a towel, and basically butt rips him like 2 times. Now, if that's not homoerotic, I don't know what it is. So that's just
I mean,
like a hint in this film.
also like have him running laps before them.
Yeah, yeah,
That entire sequence, like he fucks, like I don't think he actually does. I think it kind of he gets murdered before they fuck,
yeah,
but something. But like there's a scene where the main character like gets picked up on by his gym teacher, who then like they go to the gym and like shower. This is not in affiliation to school. This is when he goes to a gay club.
yeah,
Like that, and they find each other there apparently, and
yeah,
it's like it's one of the weirdest like sequence of events I've ever seen in a film because and the film treats it like not completely batshit fucking insane.
yeah. So here is the LGBTQ plus angle. So one of the most intriguing aspects of Freddy's Revenge is its heavily queer-coded subtext. Mark Patton, who is openly gay, has spoken about the struggles he faced in Hollywood at the time, particularly with how the film's themes aligned with his own experiences. Jesse's internal conflict with Freddy, the entity trying to take over his body, yeah, I think that was a bit of a coded euphemism, can be read as an allegory for repressed identity and desire. There are several moments that make this reading compelling. Jesse's close relationship with his best friend, Grady, Robert Rusler, is layered with tension that feel deeper than typical rivalry. Yeah, because, he probably dreamt about fucking him. I don't know. I'm not in the, I'm not in the, I'm not in the right mind, obviously. But I mean, if it's, come on, it's homoerotic for fuck's sake. What do you expect? Um, so yeah, anyway, the film's infamous shower scene, where the coach, a leather-clad authority figure, oh, you have to get that in there, leather, meets a bizarre, suggestively humiliating fate. Jesse finds himself unable to pursue a romantic relationship with Lisa, Kim Myers, despite her devotion to him. That, again, I mean, I understand that. Actually, no, I didn't understand that part for 1 minute. If I'm
No,
being honest.
I love that like she comes and wants to fuck him, and then his reaction is to run over to his best friend.
Yeah,
Something that the friend even comments on, like, "And you're here with me? There's like
yeah,
a hot girl on in your room, and you're here with me." And like,
yeah,
yeah, because like I'm gay.
yeah. These elements combined with the film's focus on Jesse's struggle with self-control have led many to consider Freddy's Revenge as one of the earliest examples of queer horror, whether intentional or not. Which I don't think this queer subtext, I don't think it was intentional. I think
I
this
think that's
happened
the
to,
point, but not entirely now. Yeah.
yeah, legacy and impact. While Freddy's Revenge was initially viewed as the weaker entry in the franchise, it has gained cult status over the years, especially among, as you can guess, the LGBTQ plus audience, who find catharsis in its themes.
I'm just going to go out and have a smoke.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will be able to hear you.
Yeah.
I will keep you in my ears, but I won't be able to talk.
Horror films often explore outsiders, and Jesse's arc, whether seen as a metaphor for coming out or the fear of being exposed, makes the film uniquely powerful. When it was released in 1995, it received mixed reviews from critics. Many compared it unfavorably to the original film, criticizing its departure from the dream-based horror, of the first installment. Some found its plot, confusing, particularly Freddy's ability to manifest in the real world rather than remaining confined to nightmares. However, over the time, the film has gained cult status, as mentioned, within the LGBTQ plus community due to its strong queer subtext. While the homoerotic themes were largely overlooked or dismissed upon release, they have since been reassessed, with many critics now recognizing the film's unique place in horror history. The documentary Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, which we will watch at some point and review,
Oh, definitely.
explores how the film's reception affected lead actor Mark Patton, who was closeted at the time and struggled with Hollywood's attitudes towards LGBTQ plus representation. The cast. So, as mentioned, Mark Patton, who played Jesse Walsh, has been vocal about how the film affected his career. He felt that in the movie's queer subtext led to him being unfairly scrutinized in Hollywood. Yeah, enough said about Hollywood because they can go fuck themselves, quite literally, especially at a time when LGBTQ plus actors face significant challenges. He later embraced the film's legacy and even starred in the documentary, which we will watch at some point. Robert
Yeah, they
Englund.
also interview him in a great. There's a great. I'm sorry, I've just been trying to find my fucking coat so that I can go out and have a smoke, but I've lost it somewhere, so I'm talking from off screen. But like, this is a great documentary called Never Sleep Again, which is like a 4 hour documentary, I think, about all the movies, and he is talking openly and like with reverence already at that point, so that's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad he likes it. Like, I'm
yeah.
glad that he can come to terms with like, but I understand that it must have been awful at the time. But
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, has acknowledged the film's unique place in the franchise and has spoken positively about its themes. He has noted that the movie's homoerotic subtext was likely intentional, even if it wasn't explicitly discussed at the time. Other actors like Kim Myers, Lisa Weber, and Robert Rusler, Ron Grady, have genuinely reflected on the film with nostalgia, recognizing its cult status and the discussions it has sparked in horror and LGBTQ plus communities. So that's obviously my review, thoughts, notes on the film. And you also have to take into consideration that given the time period, this was obviously the mid 80s, you know, there was still homophobia existing, back then. I mean, it still exists today. Maybe not as much as it used to, but it still exists. So if it was intentional in the film, and if both actually whilst we are doing this, let me do a little bit of a Google. No, Nightmare on Elm Part 2. Let me go to cast. Writer. No, that's well, according to the writer David Chaskin, there's no mention of him being gay, but I'm going to assume and say
Yeah, I'm
that
kind of sure he is.
he is
I
gay.
think they say as much, like in.
Yeah, but as I was saying, like, this was the mid-80s, so for a film like this to come out with it being horror, and then to add, a queer subtext, like, clearly it paid off to some extent. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
and like
yeah, I mean, there's at least two scenes that I didn't really care for. That was um Freddy Krueger coming into the real world,
yeah,
and probably the supposed relationship between Jesse Walsh and the female counterpart.
for a second I thought you were going to say the Hellhound because those are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what my favorite scene is? What my favorite scene in the film is? Jesse
Well,
dancing.
well, yeah.
Like that scene alone makes me think. Or the scream he does. Like where it sounds like I've never heard someone sound more like a girl screaming. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
have a girly voice either than that, but like Jesus Christ. I thought for a second that Nancy was back. Only Heather Langenkamp has way more of a baritone than he has. But
Yeah.
like so you were done with your review, right?
Yeah, that's what I had to say on that.
Yeah. I don't have okay. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. No, I'm a fucking moron. I'm talking about the night. Ah! So, Nightmare on Elm Street Part Two, Friday the 13th. What the fuck did I get that from? Nightmare on Elm Street Part Two is my favorite in the series. I'm a huge fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. But do you know what I'm like more than a gay fucking subtext in this one? Do you know what I am actually a fan of? Genuine, like what makes this film stick out to me? Like this is the most evil we see Freddy, I think, ever. Like this
Yeah.
film truly highlights. Like Freddy becomes later on in the series like this goofy laugh, like haha, he's so funny and he goofy and he like calls people bitch and makes fun, makes funny little quips as he kills them. And that's yeah, sure. What the fucking place? Like, yeah, sure, that's fine. That's fun. But, like, do you, do you remember Freddy's backstory?
Vaguely.
Yes? Do you know, do you know why he
I
died?
vaguely remember
Yeah, do you know why he died?
because he was probably a cunt. I don't know. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, it's, he got murdered by parents. by like a bunch of parents. I cannot find my fucking jacket anywhere, and I need to wear it because I. Ah! Anyway, I so he got fucking flambéed. Actually, like they torched his ass. Yeah, a bunch of parents like because he got off on a technicality. When he was on trial for child murder.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like he's a fucking child killer. And also, this isn't outright stated in any of the films because, except for the fucking horrible fucking remake, but because they weren't allowed to do it because like, no, we're not going to make this film if you make him that. But yeah, he was originally and it still is implied to be like fucking child sex offender. Like he's a fucking pedophile. He's a pedophile child murderer. Not in the remake. In the remake, they took away the child murdering, which makes me ask, why do you still have the fucking glove, Freddy? What did you do with that one if you don't kill children? But he's a child murderer, and in text he's a child murderer. In subtext, he's also a pedophile. And he got off and didn't like he got released on a technicality because I think it's like the whole myth about reading the Miranda rights, right? Like the whole whatever you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to remain silent. All that. Like, there's a myth that says that if you don't read those to a person, they cannot stand trial for what you catch them as. That's not true. The actual truth of it is that if they don't have their Miranda rights read to them before they are, what's that thing when you talk to them and they sit in a room and you try to, what the fuck is that called?
Interrogation.
Yeah, thanks. Interrogation. If you don't read them the Miranda rights as well, like before they get interrogated, you cannot use anything they say in that interrogation in trial. But in film, this has turned into a myth that like if you're not read your Miranda rights, you do not get to like you don't have to stand trial basically, and he gets off on that. So all the parents who have had their kids murdered and the parents who don't want to have their kids murdered, like, join together and they fucking flambe his ass. They torture him, which is great. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Great. Fucking kill the cunt. And then he comes back and he takes revenge on, like, he kills the kids he didn't get to. Like, that's why they're teenagers now. They have some, like, weird recollection maybe of it. But like a part of the first movie is piecing together that bit about that happening. Like, why is this guy who's named Fred killing? And they call him Fred a lot in the first one as well, which is very funny. Like because like Freddie is such like how he's spoken about. That like when you get to the first one, you like start calling him Fred. Also, like Heather Langenkamp constantly calling her mom mother. It's like the reason that I only call my mom mother when I speak to her. Like, but the Swedish equivalent of it.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. She gets annoyed at it because it makes her sound old, and I remind her that you are 72 years old, mom. Mother, you are ancient. You are fucking dinosaur, and you will die soon. Which is nice to remind her. But yeah. But yeah, he's a child predator, child murderer, probably a pedophile as well. And like, then he becomes this quippy little fucking comedian when he starts killing the kids he didn't get to. Like, no. And I love Funny Freddy. I truly do. I love Funny Freddy in the later films. And Robert Englund's fucking character portrayal is perfect. Yeah. But the problem with Funny Freddy is that like, he becomes the hero, kind of. Like, that's what happens with all slasher films. Like, we're not there to root for people actually beating Jason Voorhees to death. No, we're there to see how many he grabs before he dies. Like, that's true, but in this specific case, it does kind of feel weird how we start rooting for a fucking pedophile. Like, yeah, get her ass! Like, Yeah, if she was a bit younger, he would have literally.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So I genuinely love that Freddy in this is just fucking evil. Like there's nothing funny. He makes jokes, he makes quips. They're not funny jokes. They're not like ha ha. We're laughing at this. No, they're true. Like he's from this. He's the spawn of fucking Satan. And this is the last time. Like in the first one, he is that way. In the second one, he is that way. Then in the third one, where we also get to find out that he's like the son of a nun who got gang raped by 100 maniacs.
Oh yeah.
That's canon, by the way. That's why he is the way he is. Um,
Yeah.
but like in the third one, they added more comedy to it, and that was Wes Craven's own like attempt to like not make it as dark as it had become. Because this is a dark film, and it's an unpleasant film at times. Which I like. I love that. Like this film feels dirty. It feels wrong to look at points. And no one feels safe in it. Like everyone feels constantly like weirdly threatened. If not by Freddy, then just by like existing in this fucking seedy world. But I love it, and that's genuinely my favorite thing about this film. Like how mean spirited it feels, and how mean spirited Freddy feels. I'm so glad because this is the last time we get that until Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and then it's not Freddy Krueger because New Nightmare takes place in it's set after all like it's after all the original films have been recorded and had been shot and like released and stuff, and then Wes Craven does like it just before he does Scream, he does a film that's called New Nightmare, and that is about the actress Heather Langenkamp being haunted by the actual like demonic force that they uh, created Freddy Krueger. Like this actual demonic force, this dream demon that gave Wes Craven inspiration. And like Wes Craven is in this film as himself, and like Robert Englund plays himself, and like Heather Langenkamp plays herself. And it's sort of like this whole let's make something fun, like let's make some fun meta horror film. But that's not the same Freddy Krueger as we get here because that like it just isn't canon. It's that takes place in sort of the real world where they have also shot all the other films, whereas this it's just an evil person who turned into a dream demon, and I really like how he is just the fucking worst.
Yeah, it's like you know, when I saw Freddy Krueger, no, not only what is he wearing a sweater or a jumper that is reminiscent of fucking Dennis the Menace. You
Yeah,
know, it, that's you know, that's for one. Or more, is going to be or like where's
that's a
Wally?
weird. That's a weird comic strip version of Dennis the Menace where he molests people.
I'm not surprised. It's like yeah,
Now Dennis is truly a menace.
yeah, yeah. So it's a choice. It's either a Dennis the Menace because of the sweater, or where's Wally, but except without the hat. Although Freddy Krueger did, I think he did wear a hat in the first one.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah. But anyway, yeah.
yeah,
It's
but
like
it wasn't like a red and white weird fucking
yeah,
ugly. But also like I love the fact when I was a kid, I got into a fist fight over the fact that Freddy's shirt is not red and black. It's not. It's by the way, it's red and dark
yeah,
green. And Robert, you fucking cunt! I will beat your ass again if you keep saying it's red and black. I know we were 6 years old. I know I'm not exactly as I was then, but I will still fucking kick your ass, you lying cunt.
yeah.
So yeah, I got into a fist fight on the schoolyard with someone like when we were 6, and it just like beat
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street when it was on TV or something.
Yeah, it's like, I mean,
But yeah, this
I
is my
wasn't,
favorite in the film.
yeah, it's like I wasn't, was I a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street? I guess I kind of was, but what else did I watch that in the same genre that I liked as well? Which we may get to. Candyman, I liked.
Oh, Candyman is a good one.
Yeah.
That's Clive Barker as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like, yeah, I mean, like, if you haven't seen this film and you just want something to watch, you can't go wrong watching Freddy
No,
Krueger.
yeah, it
Like you
is.
can't.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah,
I think, and like I always liked it. I knew that people didn't like it, but I was also like, I've always loved horror. Like that's always been my main genre of like interest. I love it. Uh, and like these are the films that got me started in that genre when I was a kid. And what I love, uh, and I always loved those weird offshoots. Like this was always talked about, like the bad Nightmare on Elm Street when I grew up. But then we have like, and the same thing was like my favorite Halloween in the Halloween franchise is Season of the Witch, like the one that doesn't even have Michael Myers in it. My favorite Friday the 13th is, well, yeah, fine. It's part four because like part four is the objectively best one, and
yeah,
like yeah, then it's part six because that's also like one of the like, but like if I'm going to pick a personal favorite, it's like number five or like number eight because they're just fucking insane and dark and seedy, and like so I've always liked the like weird, not as popular things. And this is like me saying, "Oh, I'm so special." I like the weird and like fucking. I was a fucking esoteric film watcher when I was fucking 10. No, of course not. But there's always been something about these like weird, sort of one-shot films. Because this is the only one where Freddy comes into reality. This is the only
yeah,
one where Freddy like possesses a person. Otherwise, he just haunts the dreams. And
yeah,
I've always liked those like weird little experimental versions, kind of, because at least they attempt to do something new. They don't just like go with what they know works. Because like everything about this movie was like taking a bet on something, and like yeah, no, they didn't always pay off. And yeah, I wish they would have gone like more outright with the gay stuff, but like when this film works, it fucking works brilliantly.
yeah, yeah.
And it also has like,
Yeah, I agree. When it works,
and when
it
it
works.
fails, I think it fails entertainingly at least. Like
Yeah,
it's when it's bad, it's fun bad, and not like the it's like I want to fucking stab my eyes out bad.
no, no, I agree. When it works, and I also like it when a film or a franchise don't take themselves too seriously. They know they have the product in front of them. They know what works.
Yeah,
Yeah, they may take a few gambles here and there, right? Which, okay, if it pays off, great. If it doesn't, then it's gonna be a dud.
yeah.
So I
Do you
like
want to hear
that.
something really funny about this one? Because they almost took like the dumbest bet I've ever seen. Like they almost gambled on the dumbest thing ever. The studio, New Line Cinema, wanted to recast Freddy Krueger for this one because they didn't want to pay Freddie, like Robert Englund, uh, as much as he wanted at first. And they were like, "Oh, anyone can do this." And then they actually did started shooting with someone else, and they were just like, "Fuck, can someone call Robert up because we need him?"
Yeah, yeah, we don't want Robert England. He's not worth the money. Like we can replace him with no offense to whoever tried to take his place. like I'm not gonna say this person wasn't a nobody. I'm sure he was an up and comer, or they were. But but Robert Englund.
Yeah, and
Oh,
also like
oh
Freddy isn't like Jason.
no,
He's not just someone in a mask. Like I
exactly.
love Jason, and I think the best Jasons actually do add something to the character. Like for example, Kane Hodder definitely has like his weird little quirks, and also like seems like a genuinely piece of shit. But
Yeah,
like like half of every interview I see with Ken Hodder is just about him complaining about not being cast as him and like whatever the fuck, which
yeah,
is funny.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, this one is different from all the others. Like, yeah, they did almost better. Like, nobody can do Freddy like Robert Englund. Do you
no,
know how we know? Because now we have the remake with Jackie Earle Haley. I love Jackie Earle Haley as an actor. I think he's fucking brilliant. Like he's the only thing that I actually even like about the fucking Watchmen movie. Uh, I hate that. I hate that fucking film with a passion. I think Zack Snyder fucked up majorly on that one, and that's because I'm a huge fan of like the Watchmen comic. And that film fucking ruins that material. But like Jackie Earle Haley is perfect as Rorschach, but he did not work at all as Freddy Krueger.
yeah. That it's like I feel the same way with you know The Shining. Like no one could no one can ever replace um Jack.
Yeah,
Like
they literally have the same name. I love the fact that both Danny and Jack has like the actor's name in that film.
yeah,
Have you, but don't say that to Stephen King
no,
because then
well,
he will produce a really fucking terrible like TV. Have you seen the TV version of The Shining?
no,
Like the fucking awful one that they did in the 90s where like Stephen King is like, I'm going to do a proper Shining because he thinks that like he hates The Shining, like the film.
yeah, well, I'm not surprised.
And me neither. And I'm going to say that, like, if you see it as an adaptation, it's a fucking mess. Like, it does not adapt the story well. It is a fuck. And if I was Stephen King, like, yeah, of course, I would probably hate it as well. I'm not Stephen King, so now I can have taste. Like, there are bigger fishes to fry out there than like someone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but I mean,
Uh,
it
but
does. I
he
mean,
is.
yeah, I mean, it does help. You know that Stephen King when Stephen King was writing the book, it did help that he was like getting drunk every night, getting pissed out of his
Oh
mind.
yeah, and that's also what the book is about. Like the book is about, and that's why I get why he doesn't like it, like the film, because the film kind of takes away the substance abuse angle of it.
Yeah.
Because the book is about substance abuse. Like it's
Oh
not
yeah.
like that. It's like the whole thing about him, his personality changing. Like that's all of that is like metaphor. Um, and and as a writer, he uses that a lot to like deal with his because he's some like he was a cocaine addict and he was a drunk and he was like uh, and then he was like high on fucking when he wrote the
Yeah.
Dreamcatcher because he almost got like total like he got hit by a car so hard that half of his body was like just fucked up and his glasses got lodged in the fucking windshield. Like that's how hard that hit was.
Yeah.
So the fact that the man is even alive is a fucking miracle. But I don't know why I became like, hey, welcome to our King Pod. But
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by the guy more than I like him actually. But I do think he's a talented fucking writer, and I get why he doesn't like The Shining because like that thing is very dear to him, is very near to him.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, if I was him, I wouldn't like that adaptation either because it's not a good adaptation of The Shining. Now, the thing is that I don't think it's possible to make a good adaptation of The Shining and also make it a good film.
Yeah. Neither do I.
I like The Shining, but it is very clearly a book.
Yeah, because I mean, also the
Well, Jack is such a massive fucking piece of shit in the book.
yeah,
What I
because
don't like, what I don't like about the film Shining, though, is that like Jack Torrance doesn't turn crazy up. He's cuckoo off he's fucking off his rockers when when they're in the car coming to
yeah,
that's like driving up there.
but I mean, you see, Jack Nicholson is a talented actor, and he pulled
Yeah,
off and he pulled off the crazy brilliantly.
yeah,
If you, I implore the listeners, if you've had, this weekend, I implore you to obviously watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 because that's an easy watch unless you're not a fan of horror. Then watch The Shining with Jack Nicholson, and then I would watch the Silence of the Lambs
yeah.
because that film is is amazing, you know. So yeah, but I mean,
One of my favorite tweets ever is still when I just put a picture of Buffalo Bill up on Twitter and it's just a transition goals.
yeah, and it's like in that. I mean,
You fuck me, I fuck
I know this. I know
I
we're
fuck me
reviewing.
hard.
Yeah, I know this is a review of you know Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, but hey, what the fuck? Um,
Yeah, we pretty much
in,
said all there is to say about
yeah,
it. Like,
yeah,
go watch it. It's funny.
yeah. Um, in The Silence of the Lambs, obviously the killer. Spoiler alert for a film that's been out for decades at this point. Um, the killer is apparently a wannabe transsexual, although he isn't really. So basically
No,
a
they
Buffalo
outright say
Bill.
that it isn't like a real
Yeah.
transition.
So basically a Buffalo Bill. But the way it's played, Jodie Foster, amazing. Um, Anthony Hopkins, amazing. The way he
Yeah.
played
Not
Hannibal
my
Lecter.
favorite Hannibal though. I prefer Matt Miskett, like in the Hannibal show. I
Oh,
love his portrayal. I
oh,
do
I'm
love
a,
Anthony Hopkins' portrayal as
yeah,
well, but it's like he's in it so short and he needs to like really put the acting up. Like Matt Mikkelsen has the time to play more supple.
yeah. Well, I haven't. Well, I never saw the TV show.
The first
I've
two
only seen
seasons
the
are
film.
fucking
So,
amazing.
well then, if it's still available, which I'm sure it will be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
somewhere, or what?
Will, the main character Will, literally has like the superpower of empathy. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Um,
He's this autistic. It's like he's autistic, but just has the superpower and empathy, which means that he can like literally see into people's hearts and minds. It's fucking insane. But then again, Thomas Harris
yeah,
is a piss poor author.
yeah.
But it's
I
like
mean,
it's great TV.
yeah. It's like I can when speaking about Freddy Krueger, and yeah, okay, he's like the comedy aspect of him
Yeah.
isn't that isn't what's creepy about him, even though he
No.
tries to portray himself as a comedian. I almost feel the same way with the most recent and it too with Pennywise. Like
Yeah, I don't like it.
I almost felt as if whoever was playing Pennywise, I can't remember, was
Bill
trying
Skarsgård.
too yeah, was
Yeah,
trying too hard.
he was
And it's like,
representing the Swedes.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, we get it. You're scary, but you're trying to do hard.
Yeah, also like Pennywise is supposed to. Is this fucking episode where I come out as a Stephen King defender. If you read the book, like Pennywise isn't supposed to look like a scary clown. He's supposed to look like a funny clown because
Yeah.
he's like that. He wants to attract children to him. Like that's the point. He wants to lure them to him and then scare them. But like he's not like he isn't a funny like he's described to look like a mixture of Bozo the clown and Ronald McDonald in the book. Like literally, like those two are outright referenced in regards to Pennywise looks. And I don't know if you've ever looked at like the new It clown and like, yeah, that's Ronald McDonald. Whereas Tim
Yeah.
Curry's It does actually look like that. However, that film isn't scary either. Like I don't know, I love It, the book. And I have defended that scene for all of eternity. But anyone who's read the book out there knows what I'm talking about when I say that scene. I know exactly what it's supposed to represent, but I'm not going to tell you people. But I love that book. I do. And I do also I like the first one of the new films, and I like the old one. And I wish that I liked the second one of the new films because I really fucking love James McAvoy. But that film, that was a fucking hard watch because like it feels like it's 7 hours long. It's just it has the pacing of a fucking glacier.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I watched the original It, and it's like,
Mm.
yeah, I prefer that, but it's like, yeah, they
Yeah.
ran
I don't
into
think
the same
either of
problem.
them does a good job of being scary, but I really love all it. But then you also get to like the ending with Robert Spike.
Yeah, it's like,
But maybe the ending of it
Steve,
just isn't that good. Because like that's shit in the new one as well. Maybe it's not good.
yeah, it's like, let me do that a minute. So yeah, it's like, speaking of clowns, it's like, let me do that. It's like,
yeah.
fun fact, I had um a I didn't like clowns when I was a kid.
No,
No. So it's
I
like,
didn't like them either, but not on a sort of like I was scared of them level. Just I thought it was shit. It was
well,
like I had an animosity towards them instead, and I wanted them to fucking hurt.
yeah, well, get a load of this.
Oh yeah, I know this one. I've seen it like horrifying commercials. Like the Hamburglar is fucking insane.
Yeah, yeah. But but when I was
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like when I was like 3, 4, 5 years
yeah,
old, that used to scare the shit out of me, because
yeah.
we used to go on family road trips around the UK, and we used to stop off at McDonald's because as you do,
Yeah.
and there was a real life Ronald McDonald, just standing there opening the door.
Mom, he's here.
Yeah, it's like, nah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, no. But I mean, you know, whatever takes your
But
fancy, I suppose.
Ronald McDonald is a fucking terrifying though. Like he's way too jolly about hamburgers.
Oh yeah.
Do you know my favorite? Like, that's actually one of my favorite Simpsons bits ever. I think when it's like that hamburger thief version, like the hamburger version, but on Krusty. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
sneaking in the background, and Homer's just beats the fucking shit out of him, and he's like, "Stop! He's already dead!"
Yeah.
And I will never get tired of that. The Simpsons was so fucking good when it's good. It's good again, by the way. I saw some of the new later seasons, and like
Yeah.
I will just say, if you haven't seen The Simpsons in a bit, this is weird recommendations today. If you haven't seen The Simpsons in a few years, like a few seasons back, or maybe only one season back, who the fuck knows? They made an episode called Pixelated and Afraid, and if you haven't seen Simpsons for a while, go watch that. Like that is, it's like from season 34 or 5 or something, whatever they're on that right now. But it's like from the other year, like uh, this year or from the last year. I don't last year or from the year before. I mean, because I saw this last year. But if you haven't seen that fucking episode, go watch that episode because it's fucking fantastic. It's like top 5 favorite episodes of all of Simpson for me.
I think I recollect watching it, but if I haven't, I'll go back and watch it.
It's the one where Homer beats the shit like absolutely fucking blunts a some kind of wild animal to death while like crying and blood starts like spraying up on him. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
genuinely a horrifying moment.
Yeah. If you yeah, speaking of horror, although not quite,
Yeah,
um let me um share this with you and see what you think
yeah,
when it like and for those listening, you know, be wary. This is strong language. Why am I saying that for? Like you're used to us by now. So anyway, uh, yeah.
Beware,
Anyway,
this is strong language. I say.
yeah. So yeah,
Vincent Fox. Emma. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Like, yeah.
so that and yeah. So you know, I thought I'd say that little bit. For me now, unfortunately, that only had like one season.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, but yeah,
it's
and
true. A lot of good shit though.
yeah, and that's just I find when you see that was done properly, and that's
Yeah,
you know comedy, you know, um, which uh, when I think of comedy, I don't think of Freddy Krueger or Pennywise. That's
no,
just me. Like,
me neither.
be horror, go full bore horror,
Yeah,
right? Because that's what your characters are, but they don't. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. I I don't have that much else to say actually.
no, I don't either.
So we
Because
can,
they don't. Because I mean, you can just you can just go watch it yourself and take what you
yeah,
want from it. But
yeah,
yeah,
like, but it is fun. It's a fun watch, and
oh,
you should
absolutely, yeah.
all
So
go watch it. And because I'm going to do this now, we're going to be on my microphone like this, and I'm going to uh use my fucking FaceTime camera now. Because I am going to go as well for the I cannot speak.
Uh, uh, uh,
So yeah, um,
there
so
we go.
coming up, um,
Yes.
next week
Yeah.
you've got you've got the Helen Rebel interview going out on Monday,
Yeah.
and then obviously on Thursday we'll probably get back to some current news.
Yeah.
Um, the week after that we will probably or more than likely do another review,
So, yeah.
possibly Scream Queen.
Yeah. We should watch it. I'll watch that again.
Um,
I haven't shown boyfriend that one either.
and
Uh,
um, and then and for those listening, these
here's my
aren't
fucking insane microphone, by the way. Like this
awesome,
was what I shot this episode on.
awesome. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like yeah. So for those of you watching, listening, what I'm saying that's gonna come up isn't set in stone. I'm just like
No.
speaking out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
We will get back to obviously our mini series reacting to um sound
Yeah, we just need to
over.
find the 7 years it will take for us to get
Yeah,
through that fucking thing.
yeah. Um, we will get to
Uh,
that.
I mean, one of us keeps interrupting her just to speak for 40 minutes about something else. I mean, it's me. I'm the one doing it, but like, you know.
Um, so yeah, but
Yeah.
put it
It
this
is fucking
way, we
what
will
a
put
boring country is.
yeah. Well, yeah, there is that, which is why we make it more entertaining with our
Yeah, right.
commentary.
Talking. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there will be a lot coming. We will start to do what we used to do, especially with our very first episode. We will bring those back
Yeah.
on a more be more personal on a personal level ish.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for
Uh,
that. But
I'm going
yeah,
to just do like what it's one of these episodes. I'm just going to like list my top 10 weirdest drug experience.
yeah. um,
The top 10 weirdest places I've fucked.
yeah, which
The backseat, no, the boot of a moving car is up there.
yeah. Well, I is that weird? Weird. I
I
don't think
think
it is
that
that. I don't think it is that weird. To be
in
honest.
a room at a party with my friends being sports commentators.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, yeah.
That one was fun. Like that,
Well,
I had no
yeah,
problem performing there. Like
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
But they were trying
So
to like give me disparaging comments, and it's like, no, this is too fun. Um,
yeah. So yeah, hopefully we will get to that before our 2-year anniversary.
yeah, and I'll
Uh,
hopefully get done with my second episode of Max and Lima for
yeah,
our second
yeah.
anniversary as well.
So yeah,
Uh,
um, so yeah, we've got a lot coming up
yeah,
to do because obviously we only do this podcast once a week, and thank fuck for that. Because I'm in a position to doing more than one episode a week anyway, and now doing Max. Nor would we want to anyway, because
no, no,
we
no,
like
fuck,
to
I
have our
thought,
own space.
yeah, I have a
So
life.
yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, but that will be it for the review of Nightmare on Elm Street. Go
Yeah.
watch it, or if you have, let us know what you think.
That's why I could never be a streamer, by the way. Like I don't watch that many. I don't watch any streamers. Let's be real. Sometimes I watch Finn stuff, like the edited videos,
Yeah,
because she's funny. Uh, but like I don't uh, like. I hear them discussing their schedule, and it's like, but this is all you do in life. Like, fuck. That kind of makes me feel sad.
Yeah, it's like,
But then I am a fucking Luddite. I've said that before. Like, I don't, technology
yeah,
and me doesn't go hand in hand. There's a reason that like my films are shot on VHS.
yeah. It's like, I think I think I've mentioned this before,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna do it again anyway because, why not?
yeah. I keep repeating myself. So like,
Yeah. Um, we don't we when I
we do.
say we do not plan anything, we don't plan ahead. No, we
No,
don't do that. Why? Because for one, we don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about. We don't, you know.
not like as a general rule.
So, next week I said that we'll more than likely do Scream Queen.
Yeah,
Now that could change in like 3 days.
yeah. Everything like
Yeah.
my
So
my mood is with.
so please do not count on us whenever we say things. So that please don't count on us to give you a detailed list of what we're going to talk about because that's not going to happen. You know,
Do not trust a
we
word of. Do not
yeah.
trust the word that comes into this mouth. The only thing you can trust is the things that go in it. No, that comes out of this mouth. The only thing you can fuck. I fucked up. Uh,
The only thing that I can guarantee that will come out of my mouth is telling someone to fuck off.
yeah, that's probably. Oh, yeah,
But yeah, that'll
yeah,
be it. Um, enjoy your weekend.
yeah.
Um,
You too.
have fun, stay safe. If you go out clubbing or however you pass your time, and you happen to have some narcotics lying around, please be safe.
It's literally me. It's just lying around. Like I've been
Yeah,
trying to find out which of these bags can keep continue like it still contains anything, but like I don't fucking know.
yeah.
It's a mystery.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, stay safe, everyone. Let us know what you think down below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and to the hate watchers out there, go do one, go jump off a cliff, just do our work
yeah,
for you. Just do the work, you know, um, or
put in the
you
time and
know, do what you always do. But because a view is a view. So
yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna
Uh,
end this now, and we will see you in next week's episode.
bye.
Let me end this.